Hi everybody. Well, it's been a little while since I recorded one of these and what a lot has happened in between. I had the interesting experience of contracting Covid-19. Yes, that was interesting, but have come out the other side, and I would describe the symptoms as mild to moderate. There was no way I was heading for hospital at any time, but it was unpleasant in the symptoms. And the thing I noticed and missed most, I lost my sense of taste and smell. And I never really appreciated how much I love food. I love the smell of food. I love the taste of food. And I love the smell of grass and blossom on the trees. And it was very weird to smell nothing and taste nothing. And I think that for me is representative of the many lessons I've learned through this experience. How much I take for granted of this beautiful life, this incarnation on earth. And it's been a time of real self-reflection, internal validation, challenging my own perceptions of what is important, to look at my habits and behaviours over the last few months. And I was truly shocked at the level of intensity that I had got myself into in terms of work, working every day, long hours, and not just work, but squeezing in events in between work, you know, racking up at 9 event days and somehow being proud of the achievement because I'd only sat down for literally 10 minutes between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. And obviously that wasn't sustainable. My immune system was completely shot, and by the time I went to a beautiful workshop and contracted the virus, it was an accident waiting to happen. And clearly with me, because I'm such a yang person, and such a busy doing person, something was going to have to happen that would stop me in my tracks. And I suspect that's happened for a lot of people, where we became unable to say stop by ourselves and to sort of be our own voice of reason. And we just had to have something stop us and force us into a place of reflection and potential renewal. I know that this time is proving extremely challenging for an awful lot of people, and that there are some very difficult times ahead. However, with all challenges, there are opportunities. And whilst I am not speaking to those who are going to lose loved ones inevitably, or suffer great consequences to their businesses and livelihoods, I am going to speak about, or to those of us who are not going to be challenged to such degrees, but still have the opportunity to review our lives, the way we have learnt to live them, and then to perhaps reprioritise what is truly important to us in this time. I've certainly had some great insights now that I have the time to review and reflect. My acupuncture clinic is closed due to the social distancing, which is a shame because many of my patients said they needed treatment now more than ever before with the challenges that they were facing. But clearly our higher selves and some higher order has decreed that we must have this internal time, the going inward time, through, for the most part, the complete removal of all of the outward time, all the distractions. Oh, crikey, how busy we are being busy. That was my great achievement. I managed to create a whole niche of busyness just to keep myself busy and be busy. It was madness. When I start to look back, it was utter madness and needed to come to a stop. So I have plenty of time to reflect on the world, the reality I'm going to create, to co-create as we move out of this period of isolation and social distancing. all of the astrology, and I particularly would like to mention Pam Gregory, who I value greatly for her insight. Though the astrology would suggest that there is no going back blindly in a sleepwalking state to what we've always done, that this experience will be so traumatic, dramatic, and life-changing for most people that we will be moving forward in a very different way based on our experiences in these last few weeks. And I truly hope that is the case in many ways. So I am inviting everybody who has the capacity, the strength, emotional and physical, to take time in this time to review and reflect on your lives, to hold yourself to account, to really challenge what you have always hitherto perceived as being of vital importance to your happiness, and to perhaps draft up a contract of how you would like your life to look moving forward. The astrology of the time, the next 3 years, is very tumultuous and chaotic. The unpicking of the old 3D paradigm, making way for the age of Aquarius, which is a very technological, innovative, creative age. And we have to remember to stay heart-centered, to remember that we are human and not artificial intelligence on legs, because the Aquarian energy could take us that place. So we remember that we are human, that we are beings of the heart, that our raison d'etre is to care about ourselves and others, all life on the planet and the planet itself. And if we can take that innovation and creativity forward in our hearts, we have the potential for bringing in the most astonishingly beautiful, egalitarian, fair, and supportive and collaborative reality. And I truly believe that we can bust apart the old paradigm where value has a purely financial aspect to it, that value is only counted in pounds of profit, dividends for shareholders, competitive advantage, where in order to win, somebody else has to lose. Some may call me naive, but I truly and profoundly see with great clarity a future that is based on what I would call the hive mentality, where each of us has our own unique skills and talents that we bring to the whole in an individualized way, but that our motivation for using our skills and talents is for the betterment of all, where we truly recognize that when we thrive by being authentic and aligned, then all thrive, like the bees in a hive. And I believe that if every business, every activity is interwoven with a thread of altruism, with philanthropy, then we will become successful. Where our motivation is how may I serve rather than what's in it for me, then we will be able to reap the rewards, the abundance that is our birthright. So I invite everybody to take this moment, to see it as an opportunity, to go internal, to go inward, and to start to build and create the vision of the reality that you want to co-create moving forward. And may it come from the heart, because that's where we all thrive. Anything motivated by the heart energy is for the betterment of all. And I'd like to finish with my oracle cards. I have a new set, Divine Animal Oracles, by Stacey DeMarco. Beautiful, beautiful illustrations. And for those of you that follow astrology, you'll know that there are dwarf planets that have been recently discovered. I say discovered, humans have become aware because our consciousness is raising to a level where we can actually see and connect with the energy. And one of these dwarf planets is called Sedna, and she lives deep within the earth and the oceans, and is particularly attuned to animal life. In fact, in myth, she married a dog and had hybrid offspring. And I resonate with that hugely as a being from Sirius, and very aligned with dogs in this incarnation. So let's see what the Oracle of Divine Animals brings for us today. Jaguar, release. Just feel the energy emanating from that card. Utterly astonishing. And the number is 9, which is interesting because 9 numerologically is the energy of Mars. Mars energy, potent, militaristic, fighting. It can bring about great change. This card, Jaguar, release. Release what you no longer need. Take action to move something from the ideas world into the physical world. Let go of the old and stale and choose renewal. Wash away the negative aspects of the past. Surrender it all and embrace the new. Mythos. Ixchel, I don't know how to pronounce that. It's spelled I-X and then new word C-H-E-L. The fierce jaguar goddess of the ancient Mayan culture was the goddess of midwifery, fertility, earth, rain, and the sacred sweat bath. Widely honoured, her cult extended at one time as far as the islands off the east coast of the Yucatan Peninsula. It was she who women turned to at the time of birthing. At birthing time, the woman was oiled and flowers put into her hair. The sweat bath, solid and womb-shaped, was prepared, and the rainwater barrels gathered ready for the purging steam. Prayers to Ixchel in her jaguar form were offered. The woman would enter the sweat bath for some days until her labour began. She heard songs of her ancestors, of the tribe, of the gods, and especially of Ixchel, as she who granted and would aid the birth. Stories were told to fill the spirit of the woman's baby and make it strong and healthy. She would begin her labour and sweat for the release. She would then leave the sweat bath and give birth outside. Offerings were made to the jaguar goddess to celebrate the birth. Then the mother would re-enter the steam bath to purge herself of the afterbirth and any toxins in her body. She would leave the sweat bath a mother, no longer a maiden, one day to become a grandmother. If there is one word you can use to describe this particular member of the genus Panthera, it is powerful. Jaguars are built powerfully, emphasising their strength right down to their bones. They are stocky and low-slung, with robust legs that can leap on and crush their prey. They are adept at swimming and can crawl silently through thick jungle. Their jaws are particularly well developed, and a comparative bite force study shows they possess the greatest force above clouded leopards, tigers and lions. This literally enables them to pulverise the biggest bones of their prey. Jaguars are typically spotted but come in a melanistic variation of black. These particular panthers are only found in South America, whereas the pattern-coated jaguars are found right across Central North America, Mexico and South America, including the Amazon. The jaguar is the apex predator in most of its habitat, yet is threatened by habitat loss and killing by humans. The magic of jaguar. Call upon the releasing powers of the jaguar woman when you are ready to let go of something. Whether it is an excess of something, a bad habit, a disease, or old patterns, Ixchel is a powerful discharging force. For those getting ready to give birth, she is a wise guide and will assist you to have an easier birth. So, Jaguar, release with the power and symbology of 9. This maybe is the time to release everything that we used to think of as important, that we used to put real value on. And now this great leveller of Covid-19, where your health, where your wealth, where your status, where your education or your culture, none of that acts as any defense to single you out, to make you separate from and safe from this virus. It is indeed a great leveller. Let us come back to being human. Let us embrace the concept of being humane in our thought, words and deeds. Let us embrace each other, humanity at large, all of life on earth and earth itself. Let us be kind and considerate, and let us champion the values of collaboration, of mutuality, of support, patience and tolerance. And let us all spend this time in isolation, co-creating the vision of the reality that we would like to bring in, moving beyond this time. It is a great opportunity to reset and recreate and rebuild a beautiful world. I wish you all well. I wish you the most productive journey through this time of self-appreciation and evaluation. And I look forward to speaking with you again. Take care. Blessed be.